Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and for this Reseller Friday I want to talk to you about adopting the successful reseller mindset to have success as a reseller. This is one of those things that I talk about in various ways because it is so vitally important to people's success in any area of their life, not just reselling, but I'm particularly talking about reselling in this video. But this applies to everything, and it's having the right successful mindset. The mindset that expects the best. The mindset that doesn't expect failure, doesn't expect to lose, doesn't expect to have a bad day, doesn't expect that, oh, this is the way things go. There's so many people sabotaging themselves and not even realizing it. I've been with people who are resellers and will go into the exact same stores at the exact same time, and I'm leaving with an entire cart full of stuff, valuable stuff, not just throwing junk in there. And they have a few things, and they're like, I don't understand. How'd you find all these things? I went down the same aisles because I went after them. I didn't go before them and get all the good stuff and they were left with nothing. I went after them down the aisles just to make sure. But they went in expecting not to find anything. They literally said, oh, I don't find anything good here. That was the first thing they said, and then they got in there and they didn't find anything good there. They found a couple things, they weren't even really good. It wasn't magical. Now, I guess you could say maybe had more knowledge than them, so that maybe that could be part of it. But they've been doing it for years and years and years and years, over a decade. So they have a lot of knowledge, but they didn't have the right attitude. They went in expecting the worst. And that's exactly what they got. I went in, on the other hand, expecting the best. And that's what I got. Now, why didn't they see the things that I found? Why did they skip right past them? Well, this is where it becomes a mixture of physical and metaphysical, because there is the reticular activating system in your brain that literally filters out information because your brain doesn't need to be, at least your conscious mind, understanding every single thing that's going on around you at all times because it's too much information. So it just focuses narrowly on the things that you need at that particular point in time. This is why, as the illustration goes, if you get a brand new car, you start seeing that car everywhere where it wasn't before. Well, it was always there before, you just didn't notice it until it became something that your reticular activating system now allowed through the filtering system to be more in your conscious mind. Now you recognize it everywhere, even though it was always there to begin with. This is how you can go look for your keys or look for something and walk past the same place where it's right there and miss it, and then kind of give up and clear your mind from the thought, and then find it immediately. Like, it's right there. How did I miss it all this time? And this applies in your business as well. You can literally talk yourself to where you don't see the opportunities that are available to you. You'll walk right past them into failure because you're expecting it. And this brings up a metaphysical law that you get what you're believing for. What you believe for, what you speak forth, believing, you will receive. As Jesus said in Mark chapter 11, verse 23, you'll have whatsoever you say if you believe and don't doubt. My friend, this is very important because while what Jesus is talking about there is the power we have as a co-creator with God to literally speak things into existence and to create by His power, by His grace. And that whole promise that Jesus starts talking about in Mark chapter 11, verse 23, starts in the verse right before it that says, have faith in God. But when you don't have faith in God, you have faith in the devil, which is what you're doing when you're believing negative things and believing for the worst and believing for failure and believing for mediocrity and believing for lack of opportunity. Whatever you're believing for is negative. Your faith is in the devil. Your faith is in the world. Your faith is in negativity. But here's the important thing. Because you're creating the image and likeness of God, you can still have what you say, except it's going to be those bad things you're saying. It's going to be that negativity you're drawing into yourself via the law of attraction. It's going to be that negativity that you are bringing to your doorstep through the law of vibration. You're vibrating in such a way that you can only attract, you can only resonate with that negative experience, that bad experience. And that is how two people can go in the same store with a lot of knowledge, and one walk away with almost nothing, and the other walk away with a full cart full of great items to resell. And I'm going to tell you something that needs to be very clear. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a lot of people in the quote-unquote reseller community who are super negative. They're always about drama. They're always about some sort of thing to be arguing and fighting about. They're fighting with this reseller over here and that reseller over there. They're fighting with this platform, and they're just negative. And it's doom-inducing nonsense. And it's not going to help your business be better. You have to stop partaking in that kind of content. It is not helping you. There are plenty of people who are out there putting good, positive material out with actual information that's going to help you and get you better results. Now, everybody doesn't agree, and that's all right. But we're talking about something different from just people. People can have little disagreements about, does the algorithm work this way or that way, when there's a gray area, maybe you don't know for sure. That's all right. But if they're dragging you down, telling you can't do it, telling you, oh, it's so hard out there, oh, you can't get this customer, you can't get that customer, or the customers are all cheating you and you're getting return frauds all the time, and it's so negative and bad, don't listen to those people. They will drag you down into a sinkhole of doom and despair. And I'll give you an example. When eBay started doing promotion of free returns, most sellers are like, I don't want to pay for returns. Who wants to pay for returns? And that's reasonable, because why would you? If the customer buys something and they just decide, oh, I don't like this, now I got to pay for them to return it back? That sounds like a negative thing. Until you started researching into it and you see that, wait, there's all these benefits to it, including a final value fee credit. There's feedback protection. There's a bunch of these things. I'm talking about eBay in particular. And there's a benefit to it. And the benefits actually outweigh any potential negative. Now, the negative people of the day, we're talking about, oh, it's going to increase return fraud, and there's going to be so many people just scamming you and getting free returns. But you know what? And I had a lot of electronics at the time. We're talking about vintage electronics. These are things that they have a lot more returns than, say, a book. It's just the nature of electronics. If people get them and they can't figure out how to work them, or something happens, for whatever reason, there are more returns in electronics than there are books, for example. But I said, I'm going to just go for it, because I can see if my returns stay the same and I'm getting a 10% final value fee credit because I offer free returns, I'll actually be up and be positive and make money from returns. Meaning that 10% final value fee credit is going to actually pay for all the returns I get. So that looks like a winner. And so I turned it on to see, let me see what will happen. Is this going to be an influx of returns like the negative and the doom and gloom people are talking about? Well, you know what happened? And this is so counterintuitive, but I'm going to tell you some reasons why I think it happened. But what happened was my returns went down. And I was selling the same products. So it wasn't like I made this change and also changed what I was selling. I was selling the same stuff. And my return percentage went down with free returns. Now you may say, well, how in the world can that happen? Wouldn't free returns encourage people who are looking to scam somebody or something to be more likely to buy from you? And what I think happens, and of course I don't have any data on this, so we can disagree on this, but what I think happens, because I have no other information that really would explain it, except I think that the algorithm sees you as a better seller, and it starts putting you together, matching you together with better customers, because eBay knows. They know this customer has bought 100 items over the past 5 years, and they've returned 25% of them. And so I think, I don't know this for sure, like I said, but when you're offering free returns, eBay puts you with that person that has 100 purchases in the past 3 years and only has 2 returns. I think they put you with a better quality customer. And the people who are offering no returns accepted and just a problem and are giving a worse quality experience for the customer, they get matched up with worse quality customers. And this is not some fluke, because I've been doing free returns for many years now. and my returns are lower than they were before, and I've been on eBay for over 21 years. But if I went in with that negative mentality, expecting the worst, I would have missed that opportunity because, oh no, people are going to scam me. I don't want to do that. Meanwhile, the free returns have lowered my return percentages, got me a better quality customer who doesn't return as much and as often, and made me money because of the 10% final value fee credit. So I want to encourage you today. Cast off the naysayers, cast off the people who are telling you doom and gloom, cast off the people that are talking about sales are slow all the time. Stop listening to these people. Start listening to positive voices who are telling you you can do more, you can be more, you can have more, that you could be that success you want to be. Don't listen to people telling you can't, and it's so hard, and it's so bad, and the economy's this, and the economy's that. And you could talk all day long about what you think's bad in the world, or you can focus on the good, look for the opportunities that are available, and there are plenty of opportunities available if you'll take them. But like I started this video talking about, you will miss them completely if you go in with that negative mentality. Oh, it's just so hard right now. I just can't get sales. Customers are bad and all this. You'll be like that person going into the store to find stuff to resell, leaving with a couple items that aren't even good because you started from the beginning with the mentality that it will not work for you. It's just going to be bad. I never find anything good here. And that's exactly what you'll get. Or you can have the positive reseller mindset, believing for the best, expecting the best, decreeing the best over your life. As the scripture says, decree a thing and see it be established unto you. And living that life out of success and prosperity that you deserve to live because you're doing a great job. Listen, I don't care if you list one item a day and you sell 1 or 2 items a week. You're doing something. You should be congratulated for that and encouraged in that. Don't let people tell you, oh, you're not doing enough. Maybe you're doing what you can do right now, because many people are doing at a smaller level because they have another job they're working full time. Don't beat yourself up. You don't need to be listing 100 a day or 200 a day right now when you still have a full-time job somewhere. Do what you can do it to your best ability, expect the best, and whether you're listing 1 item a day or 300 items a day, know that you're going to get the best results you could possibly get. You're going to find the best quality items to list. You're going to list them perfectly. You're going to find the best customer. The algorithm is going to match you two together, and you're going to have a great sale. The customer is going to be blessed with the item. You're going to be blessed with the profit. Everything's going to be winning for you and your customer and the marketplace. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.